Okay, honestly,
Is this ruining
you
your
and Megan
fantasy?
is the most hilarious couple I could ever imagine.
Wait, why? We'd be so weird together. And she would say all these like deep truths and I'd be like, totally. And then she could carry me.
That's true. She could.
Yeah.
I can't carry you.
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to your new Dear Shandy Ultimatum Queer Love Recap, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. Same as I was before.
Yeah, same as before. We
Just a little
are
more tired.
about to do part 2 of the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2 of the first batch. There's a lot of episodes to cover, so we decided we'd split it into 2 batches. So let's get right into it. We are talking Magan and Haley. Let's each come up with 3 adjectives to describe Magan and Haley's trial marriage together, Andy.
Okay, hold on a second. I have to think about this for a second.
My first one is natural.
Refreshing.
Quirky.
Mature.
I don't know. Emboldening. I didn't know how to use an adjective to say what I want to say, but like it seemed to embolden each of them.
Mine was equal.
Okay, so Magan and Haley.
It's perfect.
It is.
What's wrong with it?
Even though the preview, I'm so confused that the previews at the end of this batch suggest that maybe they're not. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like them together, we watched each of them come out of their shell, become their truest selves, their weirdest self. You can always tell someone's their true self when they're their weirdest self.
Megan wasn't weird at all with Dayna.
No.
They
actually, in fact, I felt Magan with Dayna was more like,
yeah,
you know, the strong, silent
tough
type.
guy.
Yeah, strong, silent type.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, with Haley, it feels like Megan's like, oh,
yeah, she's a goofball.
Yeah, a goofball, complete goofball, like a total weirdo in the best way.
They're puzzle pieces.
They brought it out in each other, and they seem to bring out the confidence in each other. I feel like we watched First of all, Magan, I got to tell you. So I will admit throughout all of this, I have such a heart for Magan.
Me too.
I think Magan is phenomenal TV. I liked Magan from the second I saw her, and she was so uncomfortable on camera, and I was like, that girl, that's my girl right there. And then to watch her blossom in this trial marriage with Haley is just it was so moving, and how her perspective on her relationship with her family changed, and how she's gonna like demand to be treated better and just have, I don't know, more like gumption in life, more confidence. It was just so beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And I get, they cheated on their exes and all. There's all these, there are going to be casualties along the way, but everyone did sign up for it. I just thought that these two were really beautiful.
Lovely.
Like, am I crazy?
What do you mean? Are you crazy?
Okay,
I think everyone agrees with you.
Really, everyone agrees with me,
no
right?
one disagrees with you.
Well, because, people might be like, oh, they're poor partners.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like maybe people might feel for Pilar and
Dayna.
I think we're with
the majority here.
Okay, so things are very easy between them. There's, of course, the big moment where Magan doesn't get any eye contact with Dayna at the pool. This big pool moment. The pool moment, really, Poolgate. They meet Megan's friends. It's so easy. They ask Haley if her partner is femme or mask.
Mask.
Andy, you were like mask.
It's a new word.
You loved that.
Now I know it forever. At
the end of that, her friends say, welcome to the squad. It's just so easy. They do hook up. We hear moans, so we know.
Yeah, that's no kissing.
The receipts are the moans. It's honestly moving. They say things like, I feel like I chose myself choosing you. It was really touching. Okay, so that brings us now to the night out for the ultimatum givers and receivers. So with the receivers, the pool gate comes up, Andy. Yeah. And then this becomes Magan and Mel talking about the phone call that Dayna made to Magan. So I think this is interesting to unpack right now, because according to Magan, Dayna called her saying, I'm breaking up with you. Right. I'm flying home. I don't want you, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And Megan's like, okay, well then have a safe flight.
Right.
But according to Mel, it's like, well, Dayna was clearly in a moment of need.
Sure.
Are you not there for your partner when they're in need? I have thoughts on this. Because on one hand, yes, she calls you crying, but I do think it matters how you're spoken to. And if Magan is indeed telling the truth, and I don't think Megan's a liar, that someone calls you up and aggressively is like, I'm breaking up with you, I'm flying home. To me, that doesn't set the stage for like a harmonious, oh, how can I be there for you conversation. It forces you to be the bigger person.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree. But in many relationships, I would agree with Mel that even if someone called with that kind of performative, passive aggressive, whatever you want to call that, where you're like I'm gonna run off and leave you, and it's bullshit. Yeah, it's an empty threat, and you know it. Everyone knows it's an empty threat. You still say, "Listen, calm down, please. I love you. Yeah, just let's have a conversation." Because the relationship is solid. What I think we saw here was that Magan, who ordinarily in a good relationship would have been the diffuser. Yes. Instead, she's like, you know what? I've had it. You want to leave? Go for it. Yes. I don't care anymore. I found someone who treats me better. I found someone who's given me what I've asked from you forever and you haven't. Yeah. And you want to act like this? I don't care. I'm done. It's my breaking point.
Magan is so done with Dayna.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
This was an offering. As I said, in most situations, because you have to take this specific situation for what it is. In most situations, I would say it's not that nice to say, okay, you want to act like that? Go home. That's not a nice way to receive that. Yeah. But if you're at the end of your rope, it's exactly the way you should receive that.
I completely agree. And based on Megan's reaction, I agree. It felt kind of like Dayna has done this before. Even though Dayna was like, I never do this. I never say I need help. I never say I need anything. It did feel like, based on Megan's reaction, that Dayna can be kind of hurtful with her words. Like she kind of will lash out and not say really what she means or what she's feeling to sort of get a different reaction. And Megan's kind of like over it. It definitely feels like, if there's one thing we all can agree on, it feels like Megan's over it.
Yes.
Okay, so that brings us over to the ultimatum giver side of things. There was more tension on this side than I was expecting, actually. Marie says to Britney that it was a hard pill to swallow that AJ and Britney were still talking. And then Dayna appears to be Team Marie. I kind of, honestly, this was the one spot in this whole batch that I had a hard time exactly following. Dayna seems to be Team Marie, saying it's less threatening if there's no real relationship brewing, which I think, that's probably factually correct. But then Dayna says to Marie's face, this is what I was confused by. I was like, are you coming to Marie's assistance? Like, are you helping her in this situation or not? She, to Marie's face, says that Mel's been amazing and that no one forced you guys to do this. And Marie's kind of like, I love Marie in these situations. She's such a cool cucumber.
Doesn't lose her shit.
Yeah. And Haley, meanwhile, is making some strong faces in Dayna's direction. So Haley...
I didn't quite understand those faces.
You did not quite
I don't understand Haley's faces.
I think Haley's face was like, why is Dayna telling Marie how amazing her ex Mel has been?
That was what I thought, but it just wasn't clear.
It did feel kind of unnecessarily...
performative.
Oh, I felt it was unnecessarily hurtful.
Hurtful.
It's like if I'm hanging out with... Oh God, I can't... It's hard to do this, but if I'm like, oh... your ex has been so amazing to me. We've just been having such an amazing time. Right. Although we have to remember too, there's producers who are probably like, how about you, Dayna? How have things been with Mel? And then maybe she might feel weird talking about Mel without addressing Marie, who's right across from her, things like that. So it's hard to know exactly. I will say the production on the show is really impressive. Yeah. It doesn't feel like they're in the room, but we have to remember that they are.
Oh, they are.
Dayna and Marie talk now. Dayna is pretty defensive of her and Mel, saying that as partners, give us some trust, some benefit of the doubt, which just now, knowing that, we heard all the moaning.
There's a lot of moaning.
Was that just make-out moaning?
I've never moaned that hard with a kiss.
It would be hard to moan.
Yeah, you're like... No, you don't. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're eating.
Yeah, can't do it. Moaning is the
It's
sex.
An open mouth affair. Marie's comeback here is so fantastic. So Dayna said, give us some trust and benefit of the doubt. And Marie's like, is that what you're doing with Magan right now? Marie, I guess. Nice. Marie has like one mic drop after another. And meanwhile, Haley now, this is a big talking point, talks to Marie. I even like this. She's like, She's like, you, me, we talk.
Yeah.
She tells Marie that Mel and Dayna have been more physically involved than they're letting on, and that there are receipts. Did she use the word receipts?
She did.
She did use the word receipts. I think that this
receipts.
matters. Thoughts on whether or not Haley was in the right to tell Marie this?
Well, I'm a little confused about something here because I feel like there was a very strong receipt.
The Spotify playlist.
Yeah, but the editing made it seem like that wasn't the receipt, or they felt like they were caught off guard by being called out to produce receipts.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what happened there. Was the obvious receipt was the Spotify.
Yeah.
And why didn't they say that? So I'm confused. So yes, she's in the right to say that because the Spotify is a receipt.
I'm going to be honest, even though I think Haley was right in that they did hook up.
I don't think Haley knew 100%.
That's what I'm saying. But she spoke about it like she saw it with her own two eyes.
Maybe receipt wasn't the right word. Maybe she should have said, I have a hunch.
Yes.
Yeah. I've heard some things.
She should have said hunch.
Some things suggest there might have been more than just kissing.
I also think, at first I thought Haley was in the right, mainly because I really like Haley and I like Magan and I like Haley and Magan together. And I like that sort of them against the world. Like I'm team them just because
I like Magan much more than I like Haley. just I don't want to get grouped into your likings.
Wait, what don't you like about Haley?
I don't know. The jury's out for me on Haley. I like Haley, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'm allowed to have some reservations. Magan to me is 100%. I'm down.
Yeah.
Haley, I'm not sure. But I like her, but I don't love her.
Okay.
Am I allowed to?
No, you are. I like Haley a lot. I don't know if this was the right move. I feel like you don't involve yourself in other people's stuff. And it did smell a little bit of her getting revenge on Dayna.
Yes. And I think with Haley, just based on my intuition, I think there's more to Haley than you see.
Than me? Than
everyone sees. I think Haley is not this Miss Perfect that she's kind of portrayed herself and seems to be edited as in the show so far.
What do you think she's like?
I think she's not super easy to be with. And I think there's a different side that we're not seeing.
Wait, easy to be with how? I'm curious.
I think there's a side to her that is a little cutting. And I don't think we're seeing any of that. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, we have seen her kind of like leap.
Yeah. I think that this was an example of slightly questionable behavior.
Okay. I mean, I agree. She should have, if she were to say anything, it should have been, I have a hunch.
I have a hunch.
Even though I think the Spotify playlist thing is actually really incriminating.
It's pretty incriminating, but technically speaking,
a receipt.
I mean, God, there are probably like situations where people share a playlist of sex stuff and they don't have sex. That's pretty weird.
I know.
That's pretty damn weird.
Yeah, I gotta say this is not a good look on Spotify.
No. Did Spotify pay for this? Is this still advertising? Any publicity is good publicity?
Definitely.
This is not a good Spotify ad.
Okay, so now post-party, we are back to Mel and Dayna. So Marie's waiting in her Hyundai, or Andy, according to you, her Kia.
Sorry, I'm screwed up. It's the same genre of car. I thought it was a good Hyundai commercial.
Yeah.
It's like bad things happen in Hyundais.
Marie asks point blank to Mel if Mel and Dayna have had sex. Mel shakes her head.
Mel. Oh, Mel.
Mel, this is a bit of a fall from grace for me with Mel, because Mel I've had like a kind of complicated relationship with, but I have moments of really, really liking Mel. And when I'm like, they don't think the show has captured that. We have to remember that the scenes that there's three types of filming that happens on the show. One is your mic. You have the mic pack on. You've got the mic strapped to you or on a necklace around your neck. And there are camera people moving around, following you around. So you're being filmed. Then part two is there's hidden cameras that are there, you signed up for, but that you very quickly forget are there. Okay. And so we got the ripping off the top, the making out, the stuff like that. And then there's three where you can be in your bedroom with the door closed, but there can be people outside like with a boom capturing your moaning.
They're going to get the sound.
They are going to get the sound.
You don't want people to know, be quiet. No moaning.
I think Mel and Dayna think at this point that there's no way anyone can know that they've been having sex, right?
I don't know. Either way, it's a really bad lie, because if they know that they're going to get caught eventually and they're lying anyway,
it's a lose-lose.
Very
It is-
twisted.
yeah,
That's
and-
messed up.
Yeah.
They're just basically kicking the can down the road for trauma for everybody.
Yeah. And how is that going to be better for Marie to find
gonna
out when
be-
she watches?
It's going to be worse.
Yes.
Maybe she'll figure out a way. She's like, I'll have time to figure out how to massage this. And then when the news comes out, I'll have done all the
Or
work.
we'll have been broken up at that point.
Right.
She just didn't want to deal with the conflict
wanna
in
deal
the
with
car. In the Hyundai.
In the Hyundai. Crazy things happen in Hyundai. Hyundai, now available. The other lie is that she doesn't know. She thinks she can get away with it.
Yeah.
Equally bad.
Yeah.
They're both unbelievable lies.
Yeah.
Why would she lie to her in this moment? She is sitting there in the Hyundai. She is asking her, please tell me the truth.
Yes. She says, don't make me look like a fool.
Don't make me look like an idiot.
Yes.
And we own a food truck together. We've been in a relationship, food truck
Yes.
together. Tell me, did you have sex with her? Simple question.
Yeah.
You have to be honest.
Yeah.
You cannot lie in
But
that
also
situation.
Mel is different from Dayna in that I think Dana's like, no, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. You know, she calls Haley like a slimy bitch or whatever. And Mel's like, for our listeners, I just shook my head. Like
No,
it's not even a convincing lie. And I think that if Marie were not as emotionally attached as she is, she might have read that. But I think because she trusts Mel so implicitly, she was just like, okay, you're telling the truth. But this was not a great look.
No, bad look.
No.
It's amazing how this kind of lying can change your entire opinion about someone.
It really does. When someone just default, they're like, mm-mm.
Because then you don't believe anything.
Yeah.
You don't believe anything.
Yeah.
Then you're like, everything you've shown me could be a lie.
Yeah. You lied so easily.
It's
About
such
something
a-
pretty
ooh.
big. This is a big
You
thing
can't
to lie
about that.
Yeah. Mel says, we do have a connection. And Marie says, what does that mean? I always love when the person... This happens a lot on this show where someone's like, did you have sex with blonde? And they lie and they're like, no. And it's like, but we do have a connection. And they're like, how big a connection? Like they're still upset about the connection. It's like, oh no, it's so much worse than you think.
Exactly.
It's matching tattoos level. Okay, so Marie insists she'll have Mel's back until the end of time, but don't make her look like a fool.
Too late.
Andy, you were
Yes.
recently gifted by Cozy Earth a new pair of pants. I would like you to put them on right now. I'm serious. I want you to model your new set. You have a t-shirt and a pants set. All you have to do is snap your fingers because that's the magic of a podcast.
Ah, wow. So easy.
Ooh, look at you, Andy.
It's easy.
I like your monochromatic look. Andy is wearing the Everywhere pant, which are so stretchy. I love those. Those are nylon and spandex, so they're stretched. So like those are like great for biking around the city,
When
but
I
they
bend
look like
down,
trousers.
I bend down to tie my shoes like nothing happened.
Is that
Nothing's there.
sometimes an issue?
It's an issue. I tell you something. As you get older, bending down to tie your shoe with a tight, unstretchy pants is no fun.
And that's the all day tee, also in Eclipse. That's 100% cotton. And Cozy Earth, I love this. I love that they're getting into like clothing.
Yeah.
And this is like nice. This is nice clothing.
This is no lounge pant.
No.
This is a pant.
It's a pant. Dinner pant.
I trust Cozy so much that whatever they come out with.
Look at us. We have their bed sheets from the very beginning. They're viscose from bamboo bed sheets, which are temperature regulating. We have multiple pieces from their loungewear collection, all viscose from bamboo. So super durable, super soft and stretchy and just cozy. You know, in that set, you kind of blend into the wall. I like it.
Oh, do I disappear? Am I just a floating head?
You're a floating head right now, yeah.
So luxury shouldn't be out of reach.
Go to CozyEarth.com and use code Shandy for up to 40% off Cozy Earth's best-selling temperature-regulating bed sheets, apparel, and more.
Trust me, you'll feel the difference the very first night.
CozyEarth.com, code Shandy. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy. Okay, so now Mel reports to Dayna that Haley told Marie that Mel and Dayna are having sex. And of course, Dana's reaction is, slimy bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's true.
Even though it's true. That's another thing, is defending yourself to that extent with that kind of volume, and that kind of language, is in itself a lie. You're lying about your reaction.
Yeah.
And that to me is just as despicable as Mel lying to Marie's face.
Well, Andy, you said here, are they angry they got caught or are they saying they didn't do it?
Exactly.
Because they were very much like, what are the receipts? What receipts do they have? Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like, what? No, we're not.
But both are equally bad. It's like George Santos.
like pathological
Yeah,
level.
like lying to the level of
Don't malign anyone on this show by saying they're like George Santos.
No one's
Andy.
like George Santos, but it's
no
George
one is
Santos-esque.
like George Santos.
It's Santos-esque.
Okay, so Dayna and Mel now get matching 4-leaf clover tattoos.
Unbelievable. What the hell was going on
Dayna
with this?
says, I know it's probably not a good idea, but I'm not a good idea type of person. That should be on a t-shirt. I love that.
That was my favorite quote of the whole show.
And now Dayna and Mel talk about their status. And it feels like Dayna has backed off, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like ever since she saw her mother and sister, it kind of felt like she was trying to get more from Mel. She wanted Mel to be really in this. And then they were like, oh, but we miss Magan. We love Magan. And then
I think Dana's impulsive, and Dayna
is impulsive.
Impulsive people often suddenly realize they've been impulsive and have to try to backtrack.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those situations where she's like, whoa, I went too far.
I feel like
gotta fix
Dayna
this.
could really hurt Mel in that way. Because it did feel like in this conversation, Mel was like, so what are we? Like,
Yeah.
are we in this together? She said, I'm willing to fight for this, but I'm not willing to be the only one fighting.
Yeah.
And Dana's like, well, I need to talk to Magan.
They got tattoos, matching tattoos. Who does that?
I don't know. It felt like Dayna like changed her mind.
Dana's going to end up hurting both people,
I agree.
but hurting Magan in a good way
Yeah.
by pushing her to another relationship.
Yeah. Okay. So now back to Haley and Magan after the party. To call those a party is
The
so
party.
funny.
Is it a dinner? Is it a dining event?
Yeah, the party of them, just like all the receivers and all the givers together.
Not a party.
So Haley and Magan agree that Dayna and Mel came in hot, ready to defend each other. They both seemed changed by this experience. Haley and Magan, I mean. They're proud of each other. Super cute. They kind of end up in a heap on the floor, just sort of like, kind of like wrestling with each other. Or
Yeah.
Megan is like carrying Haley and they collapse onto the floor and like giggles.
That's cute.
Even that. It's like they're angry for a second or they're rehashing it and then it's like, like they're just so cute.
Yeah.
Haley and Magan now have Haley's dad, sister, and niece over for dinner. Megan's adorably nervous about this. The gist is they are super similar. They get along easily.
Mm-hmm.
They agree on
They
stuff.
like to agree on stuff.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
that's important.
you and I agree on stuff.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, yeah.
that.
I love a good agreeing.
I love it. It's not that I can't be with someone who I don't agree with. It's just like that baseline. They even talk about that, like having the baseline of like ease.
Yeah.
Once you have that, it's hard to go back.
It's very hard to compromise on agreeing.
Yeah. And I'm
have
not
to-
saying that you can't ever disagree because we definitely disagree on things, but it's more like, oh, we disagree. What?
Yeah. Oh, wow. How strange.
Yeah,
What
where
is
did
this
that come
thing we
from?
disagree on?
Yeah. And if anything, I'm more keen to hear where you're coming from because it
Right,
happens
because
less
we have
often.
so many things we agree on. The big things we agree on.
Yes.
So when it's a little thing, we're like, oh, wow, let me hear your side of the
Yes,
story.
and
So
if
maybe I can
anything-
be educated.
If anything, sometimes we pull the other to our side.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, Haley and Magan now, this is the final scene. They're crying in each other's arms. Magan says, you can actually have the things that you want. It's possible. They say, I love you to each other in bed. They talk to the camera about how they've never felt so understood, so seen. And the nicest song of the season plays as they hold each other and watch the rain fall.
Yeah.
Andy. I mean, they seem like, am I an idiot? Am I falling for it? I don't know.
They seem great.
Okay, so Andy, that brings us to the change.
The changeover.
Yes. Okay, Marita and Britney are first. They basically gush over each other. Ashley, upon hearing Marita gush about Britney, says, why is it so easy for someone she just met to give all these romantic gestures, but so hard for me? I think they'd make a great couple. I wrote, wrong answer. That's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it might not be frustrating for her, but it's just like, why is it so hard for me? They'd make a great couple. It's just, you know what it shows like a rolling over. It's like, I give up. Okay, I throw up my hands.
Yeah.
There's, that's just, as someone with you in a relationship with that kind of person, you're like, that's it. Okay, then I will go. I don't know. I would find that difficult. Bridget and Ashley now. Hilarious how Bridget makes a point of saying she appreciates that Ashley checks in before leaving and just going somewhere because apparently Kyle
Just pieces out.
just pieces out.
Constantly Irish goodbye.
Yes. Kyle and Pilar, The big takeaway is how Pilar helped Kyle work through her emotions and conflict. A tense moment here where Pilar comes at Haley about stories posted on Instagram about wanting to disappear yet being found or something. And Haley retorts that Pilar posted Kyle with heart eye emojis. And when Haley said something about it, Pilar blocked her. This drama.
It's funny. Instagram drama.
And even Pilar and Haley, I wouldn't have expected drama between them, to be honest.
I mean, everyone is still young. You got to remember that. It's a young cast.
You're right. You're right. They're giving it away now. AJ and Marie now. Marie pointedly says they grew because they didn't hide behind physical intimacy. This felt loaded.
Nice.
A lot of mutual respect between them, actually, though. Really cute. Haley and Magan. This is funny. Haley and Magan, like, don't stop gushing about each other. They're like, oh, we've learned how to like push each other and how to trust our instincts. Those quirky things that I didn't like about myself, I now love about myself.
Yeah, Dana's
damn
loving
good
this.
qualities. Yeah, Dana loves this. And Dana and Mel have to go right after, and Dana says that she can't.
Yeah, she needs to take a break. I mean, honestly, I might not be able to either.
Yeah, that would be hard. And Mel's like, I got you. I like this about Mel. She's like, I got you. She goes first. She says, this is the first time anyone's seen her fully and not run away. Dana says there's space to be emotional. Lots of pointed digs at Magan here. I gotta say, this is a difference between the two of them. I feel that when Haley and Magan talk about what they've gotten out of being with each other, it's really about their own growth and having learned about each other and feeling safe and comfortable. Meanwhile, with Dana and Mel, this moment felt more like jabs. Didn't it?
They were speaking through each other to the other people.
It's like, well, and I haven't had this, but with you, I do.
Right.
That's sort of how it felt.
That's a good point.
So things escalate now into a very public fight between Magan and Dana. Dana comes at Haley for telling Marie that Dana and Mel were having sex. And my favorite moment was AJ saying, if it didn't happen, why get so defensive? There's lots of screaming here.
Yeah.
I gotta say, even if I were team Dana in this, it's hard to maintain that stance, which I'm not, honestly. But it's hard to maintain that when she's behaving the way she's behaving.
Yeah.
Like when I talked about how I feel like she could be really hurtful or she doesn't ask for what she needs. Like she doesn't, it would serve Dana to be a little softer is all I'm saying. I think that she would get further in life if she was just a little more soft. And even Britney, who has nothing to do with this fight and has nothing to gain, is like, Dana, like,
calm
chill.
down,
We're just trying to hear you out. Like when other people are chiming in to tell you to like take it down a notch, I think that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Now we learn that the receipt is indeed the Spotify playlist.
It's a good receipt.
Well, they didn't seem to think so.
How is that not a good receipt?
I mean, no one seems satisfied by this receipt.
Who's sharing sex videos and not having
It's
sex?
not videos, it's playlists.
Who's sex playlists?
Okay, you said videos. How sexy is a sex playlist that you're like, yeah, that's for sex?
Oh,
Is it like all Shandy?
so you're questioning the sexiness of the
No, I
playlist?
don't. Here's the thing is I think that this is too far-fetched to make up. The Spotify playlist thing, like that's such a... I would actually...
Wait, Spotify has video now.
Yeah, so it's not like every song has the full music video.
How do you know they weren't videos too? I thought they were videos.
Wait, you're saying you think... How would Spotify be attached to their camera?
No, sex videos like porn videos. Spotify doesn't have porn videos?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense.
I don't know why you
But I think Spotify has videos now.
They do. I mean, people have said they want our podcast to be on
They
video.
have
on
videos,
Spotify.
so why not have porn videos?
No, babe.
No?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Just move on from that one.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
But I mean, no one else seems as satisfied by that as we are.
Yeah, that was a receipt.
I do feel like that is pretty incriminating. But Marie, later when she gets back with Mel, she's like, oh, that was,
I mean,
I trust you. I don't trust them.
Okay, let's just, for the benefit of the doubt, is it possible that all that moaning was kissing moaning? It's not possible, right?
Well, isn't that powerful how vehemently they're denying this, that we're like, maybe the moaning was just kissing moaning.
They don't strike me. There's such malicious lying.
Yeah.
Like, is it possible? Like, does she take off her top, run into the bedroom, Mel comes running in after her, and they just make out?
I don't know.
It's impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
And you don't moan like that when you're kissing. It's impossible.
I agree. Yeah,
you know
you're
what
not
this
like,
is? This is a Clinton. This is a Clinton. I did not have sexual intercourse with that woman.
Relations.
Sexual relations? Did he say sexual relations?
Yeah, which is better.
Relations?
Yeah.
He said relations. Amazing. I love him. I don't care what you say. Love Bill Clinton. But this is possible. This is a possible Bill Clinton.
Oh, I think it's a likely Bill Clinton, to be honest. My favorite moment here before we move on is Joanna Garcia Swisher saying, they pass out the rings, right? She says, "This ring symbolizes the commitment you may choose to make." I love like you may choose to make.
Yeah.
Everything about that is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, that brings us now to the trial marriages with the OG partners. And I'm going from most likely to work out to least likely to work out. So I have first up Kyle and Bridget.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, this is Kyle straight up admitting that there was a kiss and she didn't want it and she doesn't know what happened. She regrets it.
Yes.
I wrote, this is the most tame discussion about cheating ever. And they pretty much make up immediately. I mean, these two, I'll be shocked if they don't end up together.
I agree.
It's not that I think they're perfect, actually.
No.
It's more that I don't know if this show is the thing to show them what's wrong in their relationship, and then therefore they're going to just...
Yeah. I also think that they kind of went on the show. They went on the show kind of the same way AJ and Britney. It's kind of like they were like half-assing it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll be on TV, and yeah, we do have to work on a relationship. Maybe this is a good way to kind of, get some distance, see what happens.
I agree. Okay, AJ and Britney, they're making out hard. I had to point out there was a bunny.
There was a bunny.
There was a bunny.
A little bunny.
A doggy and a bunny.
Bunnies make good pets.
Yes. And people assume bunnies are not intelligent because they don't make sound, but actually they're... I just
choked on nothing.
I was so excited talking about bunnies.
Yeah, I mean, bunnies.
I mean, they're so cute.
They're so cute. Rodents in general get a bad name. The word rodent, you don't think good.
They could
but
do
some of the
better
cutest animals in the world are rodents.
Yes, I agree.
We saw a couple of raccoons in the park this weekend.
Rodent? That's a huge
Raccoon's
rodent.
a rodent. I think it's a rodent.
Okay, so an interesting conversation here between Britney and AJ. Britney says that AJ says that she wants to accomplish all these things before marriage, but it doesn't seem like AJ's actually pursuing those things. I thought this was such a high level conversation they were having. Britney is so smart.
Yeah.
And I really respected this too, because it felt like AJ was like, oh, I liked that Marie was around all the time.
Yeah.
And she would bring me breakfast. And I'd wake up to a chai
But Britney's always working.
And the laundry used to be done more. I don't know. I was definitely team Britney in this. And AJ talks about how she feels Britney has ups and downs and maybe she wants marriage today, but not tomorrow kind of thing. And Britney's like, this is life. It's like you can't predict the future. I mean, I was so team Britney in this conversation.
Me too.
I just sort of felt like AJ was a little like afraid of the word marriage, didn't it?
A little bit.
Like garden variety. Okay, next up we have Marita and Ashley playing pool. The pool scene. The other pool gate.
Yeah.
I did not like them together.
It's not a good convo.
I do not like them together at all.
No.
I mean, it's like they bring out the worst in each other.
I think that relationship ends in ice. Some end in fire. That one ends in ice.
It's basically Ashley being like, what else do I need to do? And Marita being like making these like passive aggressive digs. It was just like,
no good.
I didn't recognize either of them. Ashley finally says she just can't do this and she leaves.
That's it.
I feel like that is so symbolic. Okay, Marie and Mel now. Marie says she's disappointed in Haley. So she is team Mel and Dayna. She trusts in Mel. They did not have sex. Haley shouldn't have said that. So the Spotify playlist does not equal receipt. Marie is super giving. She says she feels terrible. Mel hasn't feel seen. Mel is so worthy. She hates that she hasn't made her feel that way. And I was struck between the two of these at the shift in power. Didn't it feel like Marie was Mel suddenly had all the power in this? I don't know. Wasn't it? It just suddenly felt like, it just felt different.
It's disappointing.
Oh, you felt it was disappointing.
Yeah.
How so?
I wanted Marie to have the power. But I guess we found out what the dynamic is there.
You think that's the dynamic that was there before?
Yeah.
Or do you think that's the new
No,
dynamic?
I think Mel is the power in that relationship.
Oh, that's so interesting because it doesn't suit Marie. Like, I feel like Marie has more power than she appears to have with Mel. And even when they talked about children, she's like, yeah, I don't know if I need children. She was just sort of so quick to kind of give that up. And I appreciated how Mel was like, I feel like you're putting the relationship before yourself. Like, she was sort of like, you were allowed to want what you want and stand up for what you want. Like, I don't know.
Marie is the bottom.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Now, Pilar and Haley. Pilar says Kyle was like a watered down version of Haley.
Ooh.
It's kind of weird to
Yeah.
word it that way.
That is a witch. What about just watered down?
What do you mean?
Just watered down, period.
Kyle is kind of watered
A little
down.
watered down.
You know, Kyle is watered down because of the TV.
Yeah, the TV's watering her
cameras-
down. She doesn't like the camera.
You
You can
know-
tell. She's always a little bashful. She's
Yes.
always uncomfortable.
Bashful.
Yeah.
She is the bashful. Well, yeah, bashful. The dwarf.
I mean, Bridget is the one who convinced her to do this.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I don't think Kyle wanted to do it.
Yeah, I gotta say I agree with you, and I say this as someone who was also bashful with cameras on me. Like, some people are just
Yeah. It's not
Not-
natural.
yeah. I say
Not
that
natural.
with cameras on me.
Yeah. Oh,
It was different.
little cameras.
It was different. They're
cameras.
tiny.
Tiny.
So Haley says, of course, she and Magan were attracted to each other, and Pilar goes, of course. And this was kind of rough. She says, did you cuddle? Yeah. Did you cuddle night one? We did cuddle night one. And then Haley tells Pilar they went all the way. Was it one time? It was not one time. How many? Will that help the conversation? Oh, God. Pilar asks if Haley loves Magan, and Haley nods.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Rough.
gotta respect that Haley and soon to be Magan in the next scene just go there.
Very honest.
Compare that to Dayna and Mel, where it's like, nope, nothing, nope.
Well,
A lot of finger pointing too.
Well, it also is interesting to note that in being honest, it sets you free. You know, they say the truth sets you free, but in this case, it literally sets you free. Like, if you really, really love this person and
Yeah.
you are like, I want to be with this person, I'm
Yeah.
good. You're going to tell the truth because it's a win-win. You're telling the truth, which is always a good thing to do, and you're being set free.
Yeah, well, that really speaks to the relationship between Haley and Magan versus Dayna and Mel.
Yes, because they're fighting for it.
Yes.
They're fighting to keep their old relationship.
Yes.
Whereas Haley and Magan are like, damn right we had sex.
So there's a very sad scene here where Pilar cries that her worst fear would be her getting to a point where she's finally ready and Haley having fallen in love with somebody else.
And there it is. The sum of all fears realized.
She said, I even said it out loud,
Oh,
as if like she manifested it for herself.
oh dear.
That's,
I feel bad for Pilar.
I feel bad for Pilar too.
She got the short end of the stick.
She did. And I think Pilar's awesome.
Yeah. Charlene, remember the days when we used to let money trickle out of our pockets to various subscription services that we weren't aware we still had?
There's nothing worse than just leaking money like that. Trickle's better than leak.
Yeah. You know what stops the trickle?
Rocket money. Rocket money stopped my trickle. It stopped your trickle. We were both spending money, small amounts. It's not necessarily a big noticeable amount, but it adds up over time on subscriptions we were either not at all using or hardly using, and in many cases had completely forgotten about.
Yeah, and how many services are out there that are actually interested in keeping your money in your pocket rather than sucking it out?
And not only does Rocket Money help you identify and cancel those subscriptions with just a few taps, but they also keep an eye on your spending. They keep an eye on things. They're like, hey, was this you? And one of my favorite Rocket Money features is they even help you lower your bills. And this is just such it's like having an assistant, basically. You take a photo of your bill. I did this with my phone bill, and you send it to Rocket Money, and they will negotiate a lower bill for you, and they will even handle customer service.
Ooh. It's too much.
I
They're
know.
doing too much.
I know.
So Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions.
Saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features.
So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money.
Go to rocketmoney.com/Shandy today. That's rocketmoney.com/Shandy, rocketmoney.com/Shandy. So Andy, as I was getting dressed today, I had a realization. The fact that I don't even have to think about my underwear anymore.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that freeing? One thing you don't have choice in any longer.
I no longer think, oh, should I wear that thong or that thong? That one digs in a bit, but that one is like a little looser in the right way. I'm wearing something that's this color, so it needs to be a perfect shade of nude, so I can't wear that. I know this sounds, okay, you probably don't have to think about this stuff, but as a woman, let me tell you, to just know that I can wear a sheer white t-shirt with the right Skims bra.
And I remember the days when your underwear drawer was chaos.
Is that so?
Yeah, it was like a bomb went off.
Yeah, well,
It was.
I don't know if this is necessary.
No, but I've dated several women in my life.
Mm-hmm.
No one has an orderly underwear drawer. I've never seen one in my life.
Good.
But with Skims, you can.
Well,
you can have order in your underwear drawer. You don't have to have so many brands.
I mean, Skims has completely turned over my underwear situation. Literally 90% of my bras are from Skims. I am wearing the Skims Ultimate push-up right now because, I wanted a little bit of cleavage, but the right amount with my vest. And much. The Ultimate collection is, they're my cleavage collection. Cleavage. So shop the Skims Ultimate Bra Collection and more at skims.com.
After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you.
Select podcast in the survey and Dear Shandy in the drop-down menu that follows. That brings us to Dayna and Magan. First, we have a hidden camera scene. This is at night where, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but there's such good TV where Magan has just found out about the matching tattoos. Oh. And she's blowing a gasket.
How do you not blow a gasket? I mean, if you went and found some guy and you got matching tattoos, I'd be like, find another apartment. Get out of here. I'm done. I wouldn't be even civilized. I wouldn't be a gentleman. I'd be like, get out of my apartment.
You would be really, but to be fair though, neither of us have tattoos. So
yeah, that would be exceptional. If you got your first tattoo, it's a matching tattoo with another guy. It'd be really...
I do believe the more tattoos you have, the less each tattoo means.
You know what? I considered that. They do have quite a few tattoos. But even so, that is so unbelievable.
Yes.
Who does that? You shouldn't even get a matching tattoo with someone you are almost certain you're spending the rest of your life with.
Yes.
You have to be like married legally with children. Then you're like, okay, we'll get a tattoo. But this is probably going to last forever.
And to know that. So Magan says, she's like, we talked about going back home and getting matching tattoos after this. So it's not just an isolated thing. It's a thing she stole
her idea with the other. It's ridiculous.
Insane. Okay. So now they're in bed in the next scene.
Also a 4-leaf clover. What is that?
What is that? Yeah.
Why get what is that? First of all, it's so generic. Like, if you're going to do this, you might as well go hard.
And what should it have been?
I don't know, like naked woman of the naked, each one of them naked on their arm.
The moan. How do you?
The moan. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't know how to capture.
I don't know. Just something more, maybe something symbolic.
I know.
Like what's a 4-leaf clover? Okay,
so
lucky.
They feel lucky to have found each other.
Lucky. Maybe it's an easy one. It was an easy one to get rid of if you need to.
I got to say, though, that 4-leaf clover, it kind of looked like it was already in the book.
It was,
like you go to the tattoo parlor, there's a book like that tattoo existed.
This is in like the Museum of Bad Decisions. This is a featured exhibit.
Okay. So now in the next scene, they're laying in bed and it kind of seems like they've softened towards each other. Dayna says she's not sure if she has feelings for Mel. I don't know if that's true though. Or like, what is Dayna really is kind of like, she's impulsive, like you said. Like that is just not true, or she's been faking it with Mel. So which is it?
Once she found out, she didn't think Magan had the balls to leave her. But once she found out that was a reality, she suddenly was like, oh, I don't want to lose Magan.
Yeah.
Screw Mel.
Yeah, but like it's just such a lie. Like why would they have matching tattoos? I mean, I love this. Magan like points it out. Why would they have matching tattoos if she's not sure?
Dayna said herself, I often make stupid decisions.
Okay. So Magan, now she does this thing and you knew something good was coming. I really love this about Magan. She is just raw. Yeah. She's raw 100% of the time. There's no games.
No.
With Magan. So Dayna's like, okay, like I want to hear about your 3 weeks, and she's looking up at her, and Magan's like, and then she just tells her everything.
Yeah.
She's like, we hooked up, I have feelings for her. We told each other we love each other. All the things.
Yeah.
And then when Dayna starts to just totally lose it, you could tell Magan is so done by even how she watches her. You don't even see concern on her face.
She doesn't care.
She's like,
she almost likes it. I almost feel like she's relishing her pain. It feels like she's getting her
but
back.
the thing about Magan is she doesn't seem like a vindictive person.
No, but I think she's feeling so right that she's almost enjoying Dana's suffering.
Oh, I felt in her watching Dayna here, what it was almost like, you know how when you're removed from something emotionally, but you have been in it, you kind of can't help but watch out of curiosity. Like I'm sure you felt, I've broken up. I can think of one person I've broken up with where it was kind of like that, where I was so done. And I had my reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why, like, even though I do think Magan was quite cold here, like I've been there and like there were a lot of things that happened for you to be as done as you were, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But then when you watch the other person unravel, you're kind of like, I've never seen this side of them before. It's almost just like you're watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds really cold and mean, but I mean, I have been there, to be honest.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, are you seeing me differently now for revealing this?
No. I appreciate
Have
the,
you ever
the
been there?
reveal. No. No.
Okay. You sicko.
Sorry.
I just felt like the way Magan watched Dayna here, it was like, oh, like she was just sort of like watching it.
Yeah.
There was no emotion left.
No.
She was
none.
beyond
She was
done.
done. Didn't care.
So Dayna obviously does not take this well. She accuses Magan of passing judgment on her about the sex thing, when really she thinks that Magan wanted her to have hooked up with Mel because it would make her feel better about herself. I think there could be some truth in that, to be honest. But I also think that's not the point.
No.
Like, I don't understand how Dayna can't see the hypocrisy. The one thing that Dayna and Mel don't have, I guess, is the I love you. But I mean, did they not seem like they were going to run away together for a moment there too? Maybe the show made it seem like they were more into each other than they were. Maybe we're falling for an edit. Anyway, this wraps with Dayna running to the bathroom, sobbing, calling her mother, asking her to come.
Poor mother. How many times has her mother been called to come to something? It's like, oh God, I just don't want to come. I really don't want to come.
So okay. So whose team are you on here? Because I do feel like Magan was a little cold.
She was cold, but I'm team Magan.
I am too.
Yeah. I gotta be team Magan. I'm team anyone
honest
who doesn't get a matching tattoo with her dalliance. That's it. That's done. That was it for me.
Yeah.
The lying about the sex, let's be honest, they had sex. Enough of this.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't even care about the Spotify. The receipt is the sound.
Yes.
You don't make that sound
They
unless
didn't
you're
have a
having
receipt,
sex.
but now we all have a receipt.
Unless Netflix just literally like they clip that sound and just frame them.
Do you think there's a chance that at the reunion they'll be like, no, we really didn't. The moaning was just like making
What would
out.
be funny if they like have a hidden camera and they're making out in a corner somewhere and they're like, oh yeah.
But it was more of like a rhythmic moan.
It was a moan with a finger or something going in. It was something, a tongue or a finger was going in something, and that was the way it was done.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess generally I'm team honesty. I really appreciate that, even though I think you could argue that Haley and Magan were really cold with their original partners. They said it. They said the thing. They didn't lie about the thing.
Yeah.
That just is, you're saving your partner so much time by not pretending that you're holier than thou. I cannot stand it when people pretend they're holier than thou and they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Look, whatever side Megan's on, that's my side.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't matter.
That's how much you like Magan.
Yeah. I just feel like Megan is the North Star here. I trust her. I think she's honest. I think she has the right intentions.
Yeah.
And I think she's going with her heart.
Yeah.
Period. Everyone else is floundering.
I gotta say, Magan is a star.
Yeah.
She's a star who's just been discovered. I feel like Magan is, and the best TV is always the person who at least wants to be there in a way, like her in the beginning, like talk about an arc and watching her flourish, watching her blossom. I agree.
And
I
she's-
agree.
and-
I like Magan. Like I would want to be friends with Magan.
And also, not to make this political, but she could be a hero for Lebanon. You know, Lebanon, they're not big fans of Not big fans of women in general, from what I understand, but certainly not big fans of what Magan represents.
Yeah.
And she may, create some advancements for people in Lebanon. Maybe she'll become like a poster child.
She really is. She's repping.
She's repping well. Yeah.
Say.
She's a social justice hero.
Warrior.
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
A warrior.
Social justice warrior. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You can be a hero too. A good warrior is a hero.
Yes.
It's better than a best hero.
Okay. So now, Andy, we have our final segments. I decided to make this segment just because I was surprised at myself by how this changed for me. So let's say who we liked best in the beginning and now like the least, like the biggest discrepancy, and vice versa, who we didn't think we would like, but then ended up liking a lot. Okay. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So who we like best and now least.
Look, for me, there's none of these are super strong, but I think I know who mine are.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
So best to least.
Best to least
is 1, 2, 3.
Kyle. All right.
I feel bad saying that because I do still like Kyle.
Yeah.
And the reason it's not like Dayna, for example, is because I didn't think I was going to like Dayna. Meanwhile, I thought I was going to like really, really love Kyle. I thought Kyle was going to like open up. But Kyle only, I think, became more insular, protective,
and less sweet dreams are made of these.
Exactly. Okay. So now who we didn't think we would like, but then we ended up liking a lot. Okay. 1, 2, 3. AJ and Mel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I shouldn't put Mel there.
No.
Mel's a liar.
Yeah, Mel's a
lying.
Liar. Yeah.
But the thing is, I really didn't think I was going to like Mel.
Yeah.
Oh, I should also add Marie because
this is bullshit. I was told to pick someone. Now you have half the cast.
AJ's up there. I totally agree. But also Marie, I didn't think I was going to like. I ended up really liking. Mel, I have complicated feelings about Mel because of the lying. But also Mel, I think, is quite clever. Mel has a lot of depth.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
But Mel lost me with the lying.
Yeah, the lying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, that brings us to our predictions. I'm just going to read off the couples and we're going to say yay or nay. Okay. AJ and Britney.
Yay. Sorry.
1, 2, 3. Yay. Ashley and Marita.
Hold on a second. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Nay. Bridget and Kyle. 1, 2, 3. Yay. Marie and Mel.
Hold on. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yay.
Nay. Oh. Okay.
I think we should shift to yes and no.
They sound similar.
They sound very similar.
Okay. Haley and Pilar.
Hold on a second.
Keeping that preview in mind.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Nay.
Nay.
Is that a yay or a nay?
Nay.
Okay.
Dayna and Magan. 1, 2, 3. Nay.
Nay.
Okay. Finally, Dayna and Mel. I guess for you, this is a nay. This is also a nay for me. It's a nay.
Nay.
Yeah. As much as they talked about how I think they're going to mean so much to each other, blah, blah, blah. I think Dayna is hot cold.
Yeah.
She can't make up her mind.
Yeah.
I think she wants what she can't have. And I think Mel was sort of hard to attain. And then she kind of got her and then was like, oh, yeah, but Magan was really great.
Mm-hmm.
And now Magan is very unattainable and she really wants Magan. Okay. And then how about Haley and Magan?
Can I tell you something? It is extremely difficult to keep track of everybody on this show.
It's true.
It's not fair.
It's
They're all women.
Yeah, all women's names. It's really
It's
shockingly
really
hard to recap.
I'm patting myself on the back.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you.
Andy.
And you too.
Something about having men's names
It's
in
easier.
there,
They're pairs.
it cuts
It's just like
in your mind.
there's
It
a
cuts
man.
differently. Yeah. No,
I don't know. It's very difficult.
No, I agree. Okay, so Magan and Haley. 1,
Hold on. Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm a close. Yay. Just
I
let's
know.
stick
I
with
can't
yay.
get past their quirkiness together.
Yay.
They're goofy. The childlike play. That's something that you don't have every day.
Yep.
Okay. That brings us, Andy, finally to a part that I've been excited for. Who we would go for. I'm so excited about this.
This is ridiculous. Okay.
Wait, why is it ridiculous?
This is a little ridiculous.
Why?
because I'm not allowed to go for anything.
The who we would go for transcends sexuality.
All right. I get it. I know the game. I know the rules.
It's just who we would go for. If we were single
there
and
were no
dating,
rules.
there's no rules. It doesn't matter if they're gay or straight. It's just
Doesn't
like
matter.
who you would go for.
Who I go for.
And
Okay.
I've gone for women on like Bachelor in Paradise before. Okay. So it's like who you would go for.
Okay.
And we have to guess
Okay.
for the other person.
All right.
Okay. So want me to guess you first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know for you, it's between.
Mine was a tough decision.
Yes, I know. Let me quickly look at names again. It's so hard. All
It's really
women's
hard.
names is
All
shockingly
women.
hard. Okay. So for you, there's 3 contenders.
Mm-hmm.
One is Bridget,
Mm-hmm.
one is Pilar,
Mm-hmm.
and one is Britney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Britney.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you thought about making it Bridget, but it's actually Pilar.
Wow. Good job. In order, too.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
God, I know my husband so
That's
well.
so impressive.
Is there any like half Asian situation there, or is it
No, not at
okay,
all.
so it's
I just
not-
I thought Pilar is a good personality. She's smart.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
She's honest.
Okay,
like
yeah,
everything's
she's
good.
She's gorgeous.
I'm into it.
Her eyes, they're like piercing. Yeah. Okay.
Pilar. Any shot?
Okay. So now you have to guess from me. Do you want to
Okay.
look at names to make it easier?
Oh God, my head is 3 hours of recapping.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna say who I think it is. I'm not gonna do this whole business.
Okay.
It's Pilar.
No.
Hold on a second.
Well, it has changed. There was someone in the beginning and then no longer, and now it's someone else. I would be friends with Pilar.
Okay. Just hold on a second. Marita?
No.
Oh, I'm really doing.
No, but it's like a 2-parter. There was in the beginning and then like in the end.
Magan?
Yes, one of them.
Magan, kick your ass.
That's part of the appeal.
Okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah. All right. Hold on a second.
The other one is more like physically.
Hold on a second. Is it Bridget?
No.
Britney?
No.
What? Who is it? Hold on a second. Okay, I know it's not Dayna. Oh my God, it's not Dayna, is it?
I'm not. Is that a guess?
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say the people I know it isn't.
Okay.
I know it's not Dayna. I know it's not Mel. AJ?
No.
Oh my God, I've literally named everybody. So it's Ashley?
No. It's like one person you haven't named.
Kyle?
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was Kyle.
Okay. What Kyle?
Kyle.
So
well,
this
Kyle,
whole episode, we talked about, you said you're most disappointed in Kyle. You're criticizing her at
Yeah,
every
but
turn, and
Kyle-
now you're going for Kyle?
Andy, Kyle looks the most like Sailor Uranus.
Oh, okay. I don't know who Sailor Uranus is. This is absolute bullshit.
No, I'm saying-
I was set up.
Oh, no. I told you there were 2. You had 2. You got 1 already. But in the beginning.
So the one is Pilar.
The one in the. No, you didn't.
That's not even in the top
Pilar,
2?
I would be friends with.
Bridget's up top?
Bridget, I would be friends with.
Mar-
I think I'm into a little more mask.
I have no idea what you're into with women then. It's not
Yeah.
like with men, I know.
I like a little. I think so. In the beginning, it was Kyle because Kyle's like got that sort of androgynous.
Okay.
Like she looks like Sailor Uranus a little bit.
All right.
But then towards the end, like when Magan came into her own, it was Magan. Yeah. I feel like you're seeing me differently right now.
Okay, honestly,
Is this ruining
you
your
and Magan
fantasy?
is the most hilarious couple I could ever imagine.
Wait, why? We'd be so weird together. We would get so weird together. And she would say all these like deep truths, and I'd be like, totally.
Huh.
We'd have like great conversations about our feelings. And then she could carry me.
That's true. She could.
Yeah.
I can't carry you.
This is a wrap. Andy's like really thrown for a
I feel
loop
very
right now.
threatened by Megan now.
Oh.
And also Megan kicked my ass.
That's okay.
It's all right.
Andy, you have
but
other
I could beat her in a
strengths.
box. If it was boxing,
Mhm.
get my distance, I could take her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Quick.
Yeah.
Good at escaping.
Yeah.
In your own words. Okay, that is a wrap
That's it.
for this recap. If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you, and that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram, and
TikTok,
leave us Apple and
Spotify,
podcast ratings and reviews. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
And generally,
tell your friends how absolutely inappropriate this recap was.
This really is a mess.
It's a little bit of a mess.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in next week for, the next batch. And let us know what you thought in the comments below.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Oh, they're going to let us know.
This is good TV. I'm into it. Thank you also, Shandy's, for the recommendation. Yeah, because they've been requesting
it's a good TV.
Queer Love, and they know us.
They know us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye. Oh. Ruby. Oh. Come on. Come on. Yes.
She mixed it up. Evened it out.
Okay. All right. Give them a wave. Give them a... You're getting her now. Okay.
Good girl.
Oh, she always comes to both now.
She doesn't want to make anyone feel bad.
How does she know that? That shows such intelligence.
She's very smart.
Yes.
Aren't you? Look how smart you are. Oh my God, we're the most freakish dog parents.